Alafiani community, thank you so much for joining me today to learn what is Ifa. Ifa is a spiritual path given to us by the Yoruba people of West Africa. It is a celebration of nature and natural principles, and it is a process of character development known as Iwa Pele or right character. As a spiritual path, the Yoruba people descend from Egypt and thus get their spiritual knowledge from that descendancy. They bring us the Orisha, as they are called, or deities, as a representation of natural principles. For example, Esu Elegba is an Orisha that embodies the universal principle of communication, transportation, as well as service. Ifa is not evil. It is not voodoo, and it is not only for the young thugs that y'all may see practicing Ifa today. Ifa is not evil. It is not a satanic religion. It is not something meant for devil worshippers. It is a religion and spirituality based on communion with natural principles and again, based on the development of Iwa Pele or right character. It is not voodoo. Voodoo actually is a creation by Hollywood, having mistaken the Vodun tradition, which descends from Ifa. Other spiritual traditions that descend from Ifa include Lukumi in Cuba, Santeria and Obeah in Jamaica and Haiti. It also includes the roots and Gullah Geechee cultures that exist in Southeast Georgia and South Carolina. It's also not only for the young street runners. There are a lot of young people today who practice EFI and are paying a lot of money to people to get initiated into EFI in order to protect them, or as they think it will protect them from some impending danger from the lifestyle that they're living. It will, in fact, not protect you from danger unless you are living a life that protects you from danger. Who am I in Ifa? I am a child of Eshu, known as Omo Eshu, Omo meaning child. Eshu is the Orisha or deity of the crossroads, oftentimes seen in Hollywood as the crossroads demon. This is because Eshu, often known as the devil, because he will bring your fate to you, whether that is good or bad. And because Eshu controls the fate, he can also change the fate of a person. And since his place is in the crossroads, that middle section between here and there, people often come to him to have their fate changed. This is how he becomes known as the crossroads demon, but he is really just the Orisha of the crossroads. He's also the opener and closer of doors. Eshu sits at all doorways and opens and closes them based on your ability to properly request Eshu to open or close a door. You can open a door through Eshu or you can have a door closed through Eshu. Either way, I suggest you only do that with the best intentions and positive effects for your own life. He is also the master of communication as well as miscommunication. There is a story of Eshu walking down the property line of two friends. On one side, his clothing is black, and on another side, his clothing is red. The two friends, talking about the man that they saw walking, disagree on what color he was wearing and begin to argue. The moral of this story is that going back to Eshu being the master of communication, always checking to make sure our communication is in order and that we are speaking clearly and that we are listening clearly. Eshu's colors are red and black, which also win him a connection to the devil or to Satan. His number is 3 as well. Things to know about Eshu. In New Orleans, he's known as Papa Legba. Eshu always eats first. This is because Eshu Much like his Greek and Roman counterparts, Hermes and Mercury, Eshu is the messenger. So when you want to have a message sent to the other Orisha, you must beseech Eshu to do the delivery. As I stated, Mercury and Hermes are his Greco-Roman descendants because they come from Eshu, Eshu being the archetype of this spiritual principle. Eshu is also a trickster and is sometimes attached to the African symbol or image of Anansi the spider. And although Eshu is a trickster, you do not want to play with Eshu, as he will always return the trick to you. Eshu lives in the in between, as I stated about the crossroads. He lives between here and there. He is neither here nor there. He has 1 foot in the land of the living, 1 foot in the land of the dead, 1 foot on water, 1 foot on dry land. He has 1 foot on earth and 1 foot in space. He is never here nor there, but always in between, facilitating the communications and transportations between here and there. So at this time, I am opening the floor to any questions that you may have about Ifa or about Esu Elegba specifically. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen, and I hope that I've been able to impart just a little bit of the wisdom of the African ancients. Faladi.